Good evening, I'm Michaela Lambert.
And I'm Valeria Savon, and this is Sports. The Flemington Hurricanes picked up an important region win Friday at Excel. Let's look at the highlights.
Blake Max hands the ball off to Jax Fillmore, who finds an opening and sprints through for a first down. Akale Dixon takes the handoff and sprints to his outside and goes out of bounds at around the 40-yard line. The Panthers attempt to run it up the middle, but Braden Phillips and Miles Adams put a stop to their efforts. Fillmore hands the ball off to Dixon, who cuts up the middle and gets a first down for the Hurricanes. With Zach Herndon as his lead blocker, Fillmore sprints to the middle for a first down and then some. Max fakes the handoff and tosses it to Dixon in the end zone for a Hurricanes touchdown. The Panthers will once again try to run the ball, but it is fumbled and recovered by Harper Harrison. Some great blocking from Zach Herndon and Ryder Spence allows Fillmore to secure another first down for Flemington. The Hurricanes execute a double handoff between Max, Fillmore, and Dixon takes it up to the 20-yard line before being tackled. Fillmore looks to run up the middle but cuts to his outside and takes it into the end zone, picking up 6 for Flemington. Braden Knoll kicks off for the Canes, but XL fumbles it and Flemington recovers it. Max drops back to throw. He will scramble to his left and sprint down the sideline and picks up 14 yards. Max once again drops back to throw and this time launches it towards the end zone where the ball is caught by Jax Fillmore for a touchdown. The running back takes a direct snap, but he is met at the line of scrimmage by Tristan Henderson. XL's running back will attempt to run the sweep but is hit hard behind the line of scrimmage by Blake Max. Max once again fakes the handoff and tosses it to Akale Dixon, who walks into the end zone for the touchdown. And then he immediately follows it up by running it in for the 2-point conversion. The Hurricanes close out the game by stopping the running back at the line of scrimmage, securing their victory. Heading into the bye week, the Canes remain undefeated in the region, improving to 4-1 on the year, defeating the Panthers 27-20.
Assistant coach Kurt Bell has been coaching JV football for a long time. This year he's been coaching varsity. We caught up with Coach Bell, Coach Knoll, and some of the players and got their thoughts on the season as we have reached the midpoint.
I thought that we really got better incrementally in each game. Like if you look the way that we played against Northview versus how we played against XL, especially on the offensive side of the ball up front, thought we've gotten a lot better. I think that we have really identified who we are as a team. We're going to be a team that grinds you out, that leans on you, and that really kind of finds our identity in the second half. I know I was talking to Coach V and Coach Rob on the way home from the game against XL. We scored 20 touchdowns this season, and 15 of those have come in the second half of games. So we've really kind of, established that we're a second half team. So I thought that's kind of what the first half showed us. They're a very, very sound team. They're a team that doesn't make a whole lot of mistakes. They're going to be big up front. They don't play a lot of guys both ways on the line, so that's a challenge. Anytime you get a team that can platoon on the lines, it makes it difficult because you're not going to have as much of an advantage trying to wear somebody out the way that we do against a team like that. And so it's a team that we're going to have to play our best game against. They're certainly not unbeatable. They're a great team. They're a team that's going to do all things that they do well. But they're a team that we can compete with, and a team that if we play our best game, we're going to have a shot at the end to get another W. I think just to more of the same, and what I mean by that is just that we're going to get better every week. We're going to compete our tail off no matter who the opponent on the other side of the line is, and that whoever it is that we're playing is going to get our best shot, and that we're not going to hide who we are. We're a team that's going to line up and hit you in the mouth, and we're going to see if that's something that the other team can handle, and if they're man enough to stand up across the line from us and take the beating that's fixing to come, and it's going to be a challenge with some of the teams that we've got left to play, especially in our region. But that's a challenge that I'm looking forward to, and I think our guys are looking forward to as well, to see exactly where we stack up against the better teams in our region.
First half of the season, for me personally, it just went by like that. But I think this team, as it is now, is a lot more of a well-oiled machine than it was last year. I mean, last year's team had its moments, don't get me wrong, but this year it feels like we've taken the mistakes that we made last year and improved upon them. We've got a lot better pieces than we had last year. I think the O-line has made a huge improvement. The run game is as dominant as I've ever seen it, and pass game is, even though we don't implement it a lot, I do think that it is a strong point if we choose to execute it. But our only weak spot was against Walton. That's our only loss on the year so far. But they've had guys that are committed to Cincinnati to play football, and some big linebacker who's famous on TikTok, but enough about him. Other than that, we've looked pretty dominant. We're 4-1 on the year, and even in the game against Walton, we had good moments, especially in the second half. And speaking of the second half, that's where we've done our best work. It's where we've played our best football. I was talking to Coach Bell. We've scored majority of our touchdowns in the second half of the season. So as long as we continue to put up good work, continue to do good blocking, good defense, all that, I think we'll be set. Thomasville is from what I've seen, they're a pretty good team. Their offense is a little different than what we're used to. They've got 3 different formations on offense that we're aware of, and their D-line looks pretty solid as well. The whole team is just very good. In the region, the top 3 are Mobile Christian, and then Thomasville, and then us. So Thomasville is obviously that next step. Coaches will say it all the time. It's the next game, so it's the most important game. But the O-line looks good up front. The skill guys look quick, agile. Some of the best I've seen all year when I've watched film. But I think that if we continue to execute what we've been taught and improvise on mistakes and correct them, I think we can stand a chance, and I think we can get the job done. My expectations for the second half of the season are largely similar to what the first half of the season had in store, which was just dominance. I mean, if I had to narrow it down to one word. Like I said earlier, we're pretty much a second half team, and I feel like if we could do what we do in the second half and the first half, there's really nobody that could stop us. I mean, Thomasville, I talked about them. They obviously look good. Neal has, I'll be blunt, Neal has its problems, but on the whole, they have a really solid team. I mean, every team has its problems, obviously, but Neal's are few and far between, so I think that'll be a good challenge for us. Mobile Christian is definitely the biggest challenge on our schedule. They're one of the best teams in the entire state, regardless of division, and that'll be one heck of a challenge. And then there's the 2 final games of the year. There's Monroe County for homecoming, and then Marengo for senior night. And look at last year's games. That's all I've got to say about that one. But in terms of what we can do for the second half of the year, just continue to dominate. As long as we keep doing what we've been doing, and all the while, again, improving on mistakes and correcting some issues, we can get the job done. And there's no reason why this team can't go all the way.
Okay, so I love playing football. I love my teammates, my brothers. I love, growing up with them and seeing us as a team grow. And I really enjoy being able to work out with all of them, and also really enjoy my coach, coaching stuff and helping us get stronger. So I'm most excited to play Thomasville just because that's our next upcoming game. All these games that we play and we've been playing are very important. I think our run game is going to demolish their defense. I think the defense is the weak point, especially their line. They run a similar offense to us, but it doesn't matter. We're just going to overpower them. So us as a team, we're a very strong team, very willing team to do whatever it takes to win, and we're going to succeed.
Just during the off week, we just really work focus on ourselves, trying to get ourselves better as a team, and then towards the end of the week, we'll start getting ready for Thomasville, who's our next game. Homecoming is several weeks away, so we haven't really looked at it yet, but that's always an exciting time around campus and everything. But as far as football is, we won't worry about that game until that week. Going good. We've had a few ups and downs and everything, a few injuries here and there, but overall it's going good, and we're looking forward to the rest of the season and just getting in the playoffs. We're getting better overall as a team, just playing for each other instead of trying to play as an individual or whatever, just playing as a team, and everybody's got everybody's back each and every week. We've got several players. Just each week, just different people standing out. Jax Fillmore's had a good year so far. Blake Max has done a good job on defense. Miles Adams is doing a good job for us. Ryder Spence and Brody Phillips are both doing a good job making a lot of tackles and things. So it's not just one person. There's several that's having a good year.
T.R. Miller hosted Orange Beach Makos this past Friday night in a 4A Region 1 battle. Let's look at the action.
Number 5, Nathan Commander brings a guy in motion, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and drops back, throws long to DeMarcus Tritty for a huge gain. Eli Hubbard in the backfield takes the snap. It's a low one and still makes something happen. Touchdown T.R. Miller. Matthew Steele takes the snap, rolls out right, throws, and a huge hit by number 2 Takai. Steele takes the snap, hands the ball off. Number 5 is quickly met in the backfield. Nathan Commander takes the snap, looks long, throws deep to number 10 Marshall Lovelace, who makes an amazing catch. Matthew Steele takes the snap, hands the ball off to number 5, who's quickly met by a group of Tigers. Nathan Commander sends the man in motion, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls out right, throws to number 7 and Eli Hubbard, who's knocked out at the 35. Matthew Steele takes the snap, quarterback draw, and is quickly met by number 36, C.J. Stanton. Matthew Steele takes the snap, strip sacked by C.J. Stanton, recovered by number 52, Stevie Lane. Nathan Commander takes the snap, takes a handoff, rolls out right, throws to number 34, Kavarius Bell, who's knocked down at the 50. Nathan Commander fakes the handoff, takes it himself, and is tackled right past the 40. Nathan Commander fakes the handoff, quickly throws to number 22, Brody Anthony. Nathan Commander fakes the handoff and will get a gain for about 10 yards. Nathan Commander takes the handoff and gets another 10 yards. Matthew Steele, quickly pressured, throws up a lob, which is intercepted by Scooter Williams. Scooter reverses field, makes one man miss, makes another man miss, and then why not a third one? It's touchdown T.R. Miller. Matthew Steele takes the snap, hands the ball off. The running back is toe tackled by Takai. Nathan Commander takes the snap, fakes a handoff, takes off. Green grass in front of him. Okay, Tom Brady, we see you. Gets tackled around the 10-yard line. Nathan Commander takes the snap, hands the ball off to Takai, who will barrel in for a touchdown. Number 6, Garrison Little to kick off. He, which has a great kick, pins Orange Beach down at the 5. Matthew Steele takes the snap, lobs it up again, picked off by Christopher Williams again. Touchdown T.R. Miller. Number 10 takes the snap, lobs it up, picked off by number 3 DeMarcus Streety. On the return, a huge block by Terrence Battles out at the 45-yard line. Number 10 takes the snap, hands the ball off to the running back, who is slammed down by number 17 Terrence Battles. Number 10 takes the snap, throws up a punt, which is going to be intercepted by number 3 DeMarcus Streety again. Nathan Commander will go down to a knee. The Tigers will win this game 27-14.
It takes a lot of people to get a football team ready for Friday night. One group that doesn't get a lot of attention is the managers. Harrington Hobbs caught up with T.R. Miller managers to get more information.
What is it like being a manager for the T.R. Miller football team?
Just being a manager, you get to be around the football team a lot. You get to go and eat Davis with them, and you'll be able to enjoy all of the football gear that all the football players get, and it's always just a fun time around all the players.
What challenges can you face being a manager?
There's always, especially on the travel games, always the time management skills of having to set up the field and practices, even getting all the practice gear set up and just making sure everything's out there and ready, so then everything is ready to go for all the coaches and players. But like always, just make sure that all of the players and coaches have all the equipment, and since we got the second half coming up, most of our games are away, so then if we forget something that we don't have it, we can't just run back up here. So you just have to make sure we got everything and make sure all the players are well hydrated, and all the coaches as well.
Sadly, like Flemington and W.S. Neal, T.R. Miller does not play this week. But I talked to some of the players to get their thoughts on how the season is going so far.
Game against Jackson, it was good. Could have been better last Friday. I feel like if we would have executed more, fixed mistakes, did better like the past week of practice, and got everything right. And, like usual, all the coaches were supportive and motivational. You know, they made sure we was the same as them, helping up our team. You know, getting hyped for the game, all that, getting the pep talk for the game, everything, getting our heads straight, getting us right, prepared for the game, and you know, going out there, trying our best, and make sure they doing their best coaching. This year, I think the season going pretty good. We just had a lot of mistakes, and a lot of mistakes, and I think we'll be able to fix them, but we just got to do it fast because we ain't got that long. And practice been going good, okay. Our teammates been doing right. Everybody been attendance good at school. The coaching staff is good, keeping us motivated and working us hard. And I feel like if we keep playing hard and work better as a team, we'll be able to accomplish more things together instead of being an individual person.
Last Friday, the game against Orange Beach, the team was feeling confident. We was well prepared for the game. We felt like we was gonna do good. The coaches had motivational talks with us and supported us the whole way through practice, and thought we were gonna do good and dominate, and we feel like we were gonna come out on top. All right, the season so far, I feel like it's going pretty good. You know, we practicing hard, putting the work in, preparing for all our opponents. Coaches is supporting us all the way, making us work hard, put that work in. Also lifting weights in the weight room, getting bigger, stronger, and faster, and putting in the effort. That way we can get better and fix our mistakes and go to the playoffs and have a shot at the state championship.
Our game against Jackson last week, we definitely took that loss to heart. Losing at home is never fun, but we're trying to learn from that game, learn to execute the game plan better, and just learn from our mistakes. What are we doing wrong? How can we get it right? And that's what we've been working on all week to prepare. Our expectations for this game are definitely pretty high, especially after coming off the loss against Jackson. We're going to be playing at home. We're in our black jerseys. It shows that it's a very important game for us, and we're definitely ready to play. Obviously, the season's not gone like we expected. We expected to be 4-0 at this point. We're sitting at 2-2 currently, but we're still pumped up for the games. We're still excited for practice. We're still ready to play, and execute our game plan.
What aspects of your game do you feel you excel in, and what areas are you currently working on improving?
I feel like I excel in my speed, and I feel like I gotta work on my tackling.
Can you share any rituals or superstitions you have before a game?
Before the game, I try to always get a little power nap in so I can feel refreshed.
What are your personal goals and aspirations within football?
My goal is to make the playoffs and then, in the long run, win the state championship.
W.S. Neal played their first road game last Friday night as they traveled to Evergreen to take on the Hillcrest Jaguars.
Carter takes a snap, runs it up the middle all the way for a Blue Eagle touchdown. Quarterback takes the snap, passes to number 6, is then immediately brought down by John Andrews. Back takes a snap, he looks to pass, and he runs left and is brought down by Jaden Stuckey. Carter takes the snap, hands the ball off to Jalen. He runs and is brought down at the 44. Carter takes a snap and is pushed by the O-line for a first down. Carter takes a snap, hands it off to Likely, and he rushes in for another touchdown. Carter takes a snap, fakes a toss, and runs left, and is brought down at the 10. Carter takes a snap, hands it off to Likely, and he rushes in for another touchdown. Carter takes a snap and runs it in for the 2-point conversion. Quarterback takes a snap, hands it off, and number 10 is immediately met by Jaden Stuckey. Hodges takes a snap, hands off to Likely. He runs right and is brought down at the 25. Quarterback takes a snap, hands off to number 7, and he is met in the backfield by Eagles defense. Snap fakes the toss, passes to Jabri, and he is brought down for a first down. Quarterback takes a snap, passes to number 9, and he is brought down by Jalen Likely. Quarterback takes a snap, hands off to number 7. He is immediately met by a swarm of Eagles. Quarterback takes a snap, goes to pass, but the pass is deflected by Almir Miller. Carter takes a snap, runs right, and is brought down for a first down, and that ends the game.
Our local bands are busy preparing for contest season. The W.S. Neal Blue Eagle Band will complete this Saturday at the Rehoboth Marching Band Festival. T.R. Miller is scheduled to compete at the Mary G. Montgomery Festival, and the Flamanton Hurricane Band is scheduled to compete next week at the A-Town Band Invitational in Delusia. We talked to some of the Flamanton Band students about Flamanton Band.
I think that we're going to make it to the playoffs, but I'm hoping for the championship. But as long as we make it to the playoffs, that's all I care about. I think there's a few things that we need to work out, but overall we did pretty good. So we play the first 2 quarters in about 7 minutes till halftime. We go and warm up, and right before we go out on the field, we end with the Lord's Prayer and then march out.
I believe we did pretty good, but there's always some things we need to work on. But I really believe that's with every sport. We're not all perfect. We're not perfect at all, and there's always something that needs to be worked on. I do believe that because we're having a pretty good year this year, and I just think that, everyone needs to practice a little bit harder, but not too hard on themselves. But I think we're going to have a good year, and I think we're going to make championship and all that. Confident in us. We usually always make ones and have trophies and stuff, a best in class, so I think we're going to do pretty good. But like I said before, we still got some work to do. I believe we can do anything that we put our mind to and put time and effort into. So we usually wait till about 7 minutes in the second quarter, and then we go to the side part, the side of the stadium, and we practice and run down the show a couple times, and then we're just ready. Pretty good, but there's also some things we still need to work on, but I think that's with every sport. There's still some stuff that needs to be worked on.
That's our show for this week. Join us next week for a special edition of Sports Night as we feature all that we have to offer here at ECRC and preview the second half of the football season. I'm Valeria Esteban.
And I'm Michaela Lamert. Good night, everyone.